Hi everybody, I'm here to kind of demonstrate how to cut the dog's nails. If you have a puppy that's 4 months old or younger, you could actually use human nail clippers, but any dog that's sort of older than 4 months old, you're going to want to acquire a set of nail clippers from a pet store, Amazon, Chewy, that kind of thing. Stay away from guillotine nail clippers. I believe in an email they had given you instructions on which nail clippers to get. So, how to trim the dog's nails. So, let's talk about restraint first. So, all of the dog's nails should be cut while they're laying on their side on the floor. If you have 2 people in your household, 2 people or more, it'll be a little bit easier for you to restrain the dog, but I'll also give you some tips if you are flying solo. So, if you have more than one person in your household, we would like somebody to be restraining the dog while the other person clips the nails. So have the dog on their side, gently restraining them, one hand right there on their shoulder. That's gonna help them not to flip over, and then one hand right here on their back. So one person restraining and even treating while the dog is getting their nails done, while the other person is on the other side trimming their nails. So if you're flying solo and you don't have anybody to restrain for you, you could put a pile of treats on the ground near the dog's face, buddy, all right, which will kind of ensure that you can manipulate his paws while he's kind of invested in the treats. Going, buddy, you could take them. If that doesn't work for you, you've got a really squirmy puppy. Sometimes this is what you can see happen. He's gonna try to get up and go for the treats. You can also put some peanut butter on the floor if you have a tile floor, something that you can clean. That could also help you too. Spreading a thin layer of peanut butter will kind of give you some time in order to kind of clip his nails. So, inside a dog's nail is soft tissue called a quick. So the goal is to not hit that because it can cause bleeding. So if you want to come up close, Elena, to show, all right, where exactly we should be cutting. All right, so if you have a dog that has yellow nails, if you have a yellow lab, it's going to be a lot easier to see the quick. But if you have a dog that has black nails, it's going to be a little bit harder to do. So essentially what you want to do is you want to look on the very underside of the nail and clip, boop, I'm going to get my guillotine out of there, and clip just above that. All right, so I don't want to hit any of this gray part. You're being a good boy, buddy. I don't want to hit any of the gray part underneath. I want to take the tip of that off. All right, anything underneath that gray part you see is where the quick is going to be. So again, on this one, you see where the gray comes up to a tip. I'm not going to take any part of this gray off because if I do, I'm going to run the risk of hitting his quick. Good boy, buddy. Nice job. Okay, so again, with less is more in this situation. Because ideally you don't want to clip the quick. So you should you should practice doing this maybe every 2 to 3 weeks. Anything more than that is a little too much. So expect for every 3rd week to do their nails. Again, if you have a dog that has clear nails, you're going to be able to see the pink quick. But if you have a dog that has black nails, less is more. Look for that gray underlining and then cut just above that. Also a good thing to note that if you do hit the quick and you do cause the dog to bleed, make a concoction of either flour and water or cornstarch and water and use that as a paste to stop the bleeding. But more importantly, you don't want to overreact. If you hit the dogs quick and you make them bleed, don't react, essentially. So I like to liken it to, a child falling down and scraping his knee. And if he comes to you and he is upset, if you get upset with him, he's probably going to cry and it's going to make the situation worse. But if you tell him, oh, you're fine, we'll just get you a Band-Aid, we're all set, he's probably going to have less of a reaction. So the less you react to cutting the dog, the better off you'll be. We're going to give you some guidelines via email about this. Really appreciate you being willing to go through this. Again, if there's any questions that you might have, the internet is a really good source, and I hope this video was at least a little helpful for you guys. Thank you for all you do.